everybody. Welcome to FanFest, presented by Starbucks. You having a good time today? Woo! Let's start the season tonight. Get the guys in uniform. Let's go play ball.
Hello.
Well, time to continue dugout dialogue with my little friend right here, buddy, so everybody can see you. So enjoy the day, and we want to thank Starbucks for sponsoring this wonderful event. It's incredible to see everybody sell out here on Saturday and Sunday. And our first quest joined the Mariners during the season last year at the deadline acquisition. He was absolutely amazing. He helped us get to not only the postseason, win the American League Division Series, hit 3 home runs in the American League Championship Series, 2 in his hometown in Toronto. And I tell you what, he just signed a 5-year contract. He's going to be around for a long time. Mariners first baseman, Josh Naylor. How you doing, buddy?
Very good. Thank you guys for coming out. We all appreciate it, and we love seeing your faces and your support. So thank you guys for being here.
It didn't take long for you to make an impact on the ball club, and it didn't take long for you to make a big decision to stick around for a long time. How did it come about so quickly, Josh? Because everybody here and myself, we're all pretty happy you did.
This was my priority. Me and my family's priority was to be here, and we fell in love with this place after the first time playing for this team and wearing this uniform. So it was really, honestly, the easiest decision of my life to come back here and play in front of you guys for another 5 years and hopefully longer than that. But yeah, it was simple.
Tell me a little bit about what it was like going back to Toronto with the Mariners uniform and hit those 3 home runs, especially 2 at Rogers Center before a lot of family and friends.
Yeah, it was. It was awesome. I just try to do whatever I can to help the team win, and sometimes you take your chance to hit the homer. Sometimes you just need a single. I kind of try to do what the game asks me to do in the moment, and then just go from there. But just to do it at home in front of family members and friends, and people who I grew up with, was super cool, and it was fun.
You see a lot more home runs and stolen bases this year from Josh Naylor as well. Let's have some questions, a couple of quick questions, because Josh has to go to another station. So I think we have a question right up here. Real loud, get right into the microphone so Josh can hear it.
Yeah, first off, thank you for choosing to stay in Seattle. Is there a certain moment from last season that you realized that you want to stay here, and what made that decision so easy?
Sorry, I couldn't really hear you very well, but did you ask why I chose to stay here, like a moment?
Is there a certain moment from last season that you realized you wanted to stay here, and what made that decision easy?
I think there were multiple. One, just kind of hanging out with the guys in the locker room was so much fun. The music playing, the dancing, some players played pool, cards, maybe golf on the PlayStation, but just kind of hanging out with everyone was super fun. And then wearing the uniform and representing you guys really on the field was another thing for me. Like I really loved every single second of playing in front of you guys, and your support was endless, and I love you guys so much for that. And you guys, take care of me and my family, and I'm forever grateful. But playing in front of you guys, and yeah, just hanging out with the guys and going to war with them every single night was super. It stays in my core because I loved every moment of it.
And became a new daddy again about 4 or 5 months ago too. Congratulations. How about a question right over here?
Hi, Josh. Thank you so much for signing with us. I don't even think it's on, is it?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Can't hear.
Okay. Josh Naylor, my name's Jeff Naylor. Nice to meet you as well. My question is, what is the deal with the super long jersey?
It protects me when I slide. So I've worn shorter jerseys in the past, and then if you slide feet first, you kind of get cut up on the back of your legs or your bottom. So it protects me from when I slide. I don't tear my skin up as much. That's really the only reason I started doing it. I saw a player do it in the past and asked him why, and I'm like, oh, that kind of makes sense, because if not, you're tearing your skin up, and then when you shower after the game, it burns. So I try to prevent that.
How about a question right over here?
Hi, Josh. I know you're a very athletic player, it's obvious, but what made you such an intellectual player who analyzes and gets so much accolades about how smart you are as a player?
I think it's just like the game in general. Like you have to figure out ways to beat your opponent. It's baseball is very similar to chess. Like you got to be 5 moves ahead. You got to understand the way your opponent thinks, and it's just going to help you obviously win the game at the end of the day if you know the next moves, from your opponent. I really try to study my opponents. As really, it's important to me. It helps me learn about myself. It helps me take more chances within the game now that I know so-and-so is going to do this, and that. There's a lot that kind of goes into the pregame routine when it comes to analyzing others, and it helps, me steal bases. It helps me, just run bases better. It helps me in the batter's box on defense, knowing kind of what to expect next from whoever's pitching, whether he's left or right-handed, if he does a certain thing before he has to pitch, and or if I'm in the batter's box, he likes to do this, this, and that. In this scenario, when it's this count, he feels comfortable throwing in this quadrant versus this. There's a sort of a lot of things that go into my pregame routine.
Hello. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. He just sees the game differently. You can see all those little things that get an advantage. How about a question over here?
Hey Josh, what's it like competing in the same league as your brothers, and how does that dynamic shift once the season goes underway?
I try to win at the end of the day. I don't really care who I'm facing. It could be my grandmother, my dad, my son. I don't really care. If you're not on my team, I'm trying to win. We'll go have dinner after and talk about the game, but once I'm in between those lines after the first pitch, it's game on. It doesn't matter who I'm facing, how much older you are than me or younger. I want to win, and I want to beat you and brag about it a little bit after.
How about right over here, this young lady?
How did you feel when you joined the Mariners?
How did I feel when I joined the Mariners? When you get traded, I've been traded a few times in my career. It's a little bit difficult sometimes because you got to worry about your living situation, where you were. You got to worry about moving this, and that, making sure family's taken care of. I was honestly super excited right away because I knew someone wanted me. So that was a big thing for me. It's like, I'm going to go into this team. I'm going to give them my all. I'm going to play my hardest. But then there's some times where you think a lot because you got a lot to worry about outside of baseball. But playing the game with this team, my initial reaction was excitement because I knew how good the roster was. I knew I got a chance to play with everyone here, and I faced them in the past as opponents. I think when I was in Arizona, they came to us in April. Just knowing how good this team is, and hopefully I can do my part and make them better, it was super exciting.
All right, how about one more question for Josh? Then he's got to take off and do some more things around the ballpark. One more.
Hi, thank you so much. I moved from Cleveland to Seattle, and then you did 1 year after me. So you now have been my favorite player on both teams, the Guardians and the Mariners. And I want to know what it's like playing on the Mariners lineup, like knowing you have all these amazing players before you and behind you, what it's like to be playing as part of this team.
It's humbling, honestly, to get to know the players that I'm playing with on a personal level, and then get to see their talent on the field. I try to learn from them every day. I'm blessed to play beside Julio, Cal, JP, Gino last year. I'm learning their games and trying to add what they do good to my game is like a big thing for me. So I get a chance to watch them in the cage before the game starts and try to understand their routines and taking ground balls with them. I try to just learn from these guys because they're so great and they do things so well, and it helps me advance my game because I try to pick their brains a little bit on why they're so good or why they do this so well. And it honestly, it just helps me because I can add it to my game and see if it works, and if it does, great. If it doesn't, maybe I try something else.
That wraps up our portion, but Josh, we can't wait to see it. Spring training this year. Can't wait to see you on opening day right here at T-Mobile Park. Thanks a lot for joining us, Josh. Josh Naylor, everybody. Dugout Dialogue brought to you by Starbucks. We'll continue in just a moment, so don't go away. Welcome to FanFest, everybody.